Boys, welcome in. Welcome in. How we doing?
Welcome. I'm doing great, man. Busy day, and we got a lot to talk about today. We have a surprising guest, Tate Rocket here, one of our good friends. He is our Knicks expert. We're gonna get into him with a little bit, but Jlong, why don't you start us off here?
Yes, so a lot of busy things since the Knicks were crowned champions. We have the Giannis trade. The sweepstakes are finally over. He goes to the Heat. We've got a little bit of stuff on the Knicks. Tate's going to break down his Knicks fandom, season ticket holder, all the misery he's watched. But most importantly, and what the what the listeners are clamoring for. I've been on like probably six different text threads, just dying to hear Alex Mackey's reaction to Naz Reid being sent to the Charlotte Hornets for LaMelo Ball. So a lot of good stuff today.
We'll get
Appreciate
there.
you all for being here. Um, Alex, do I be mean and start immediately with Naz Reid with you, or do you want to?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a mean segment. I think I'm ready to combat any sort of questions you have, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Giannis. Last podcast we were talking about Giannis and what he could get. So what do you think about that trade?
I think it's battle in the mid. To be honest with you, a big problem with Giannis's teams the last 5 years was there wasn't anyone to initiate offense after Drew left and Middleton's been hurt. And great, he goes somewhere now where there's no one to initiate offense. Like, is Bam going to bring it up? I know he's a point forward at times, but I think it would have been better if it was for Bam and not Tyler Hero. Who's their guards? Um,
Davion Mitchell. He's not terrible, but
yeah, he's serviceable, but are
yeah,
you? To me, they haven't jumped into being some. I'm not sure they got better. I'm not sure they got that much. They're not. They're a contender now.
The Heat gave the keys to Pele Larson and Davion Mitchell, and honestly, I I think they're all right. I think they're better than you're making them sound. You got Wiggins there, you got Bam, you got Giannis. I think people have swept Giannis under the rug. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I mean? This is NBA an MVP type type talent. I think they're going to be just fine. I think their roster is a little bit better than the Bucks were in the last couple of years.
the starting five I think definitely is, and I think they have a better coach. Spo will get the most out of probably the deepest part of that bench. So their bench is pretty bad. It really depends on what Pat Riley does next, but they're probably seven seed at best.
Are
Remember
you
that
are
That's what
song?
I
you
think.
are you saying Doc Rivers did not get the best out of Giannis in that roster? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, yeah.
Just stone cold, stone cold. Yep, yeah,
Doc's
I'm with
been
you
Doc,
on
yeah.
that.
Doc's been making the podcast rounds, and all of the top comments are, "Please, somebody hire this man, so we don't have to hear him talk anymore."
You should be on ours next, bro.
Yeah, he
Let's
should
get
be
him
on
on.
us next. He'd be just as good. He probably
Doc, if you're
knows.
listening,
Tate probably knows more than him, honestly, at this point.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, but if you're Giannis, what did you really gain outside of it just being warmer? You lost your brother. They haven't re-signed his brother yet. What
He'll
did
get
you?
there.
Tate mentioned being with a better coach. Like,
Probably better coaching. I think that at this point the culture is probably better. The Heat culture that I was talking about. I still don't think it makes them contender in the slightest, but I don't think I don't think that they fall lower than eight, assuming they're healthy. Which is Giannis has been kind of banged up towards the end of the last couple seasons, but aside from that, they should probably make eighth or better.
yeah, I'm not too worried about Giannis's health in comparison to some of the other people we're going to talk about, just because I think he's been informed to shut it down a little bit because he's been on the trade market for about a year and a half now. So if
Hmm.
they were competitive, I think you would have seen him a little bit more than you have. That being said, he is going into what his 14th season. He's a big man,
Something like that. Yeah.
relies heavily on his strength, lower body injuries, which are not great. I get the risk if you're Miami, you want to stay relevant. Pat Riley's 80 years old, so if you have the opportunity to make this move, I'm interested to see how the Celtics fall out now as a result of Brown not getting Brown not getting shipped off. He's got to be done there, right, Alex?
Yeah, it's tough to get dangled for so long. So I think we see Jalen Brown in another uniform next season. I'm not sure where, but it'd be hard to just the saga of just these last 6 months where it's been the best year of his career where they got bounced and his teammate, his brother, he didn't really play too well with and too much with. So it's an interesting little saga here. I don't know where he goes, but I don't think you can dangle him out like that and just have him ship back to the team and just act as if everything's all right.
If you're the Heat, would you rather have Giannis and Bam or Jaylen Brown and Bam?
Probably
I mean,
Giannis, I think.
Still
yeah,
Giannis. Yeah.
Still Giannis.
if the hauls are the same, it's Giannis. But I don't think Jaylen Brown would have required that much of a haul. But
Yeah.
in a vacuum, Giannis.
Yeah, with the Celtics, they overachieved this year. So I can see them making a move. It is kind of crazy, though. You just won a championship 2 years ago. Tatum wasn't even supposed to be back last year, and you're immediately blowing it up. Alex, you mentioned it before. You just can't. You don't think you can have a guy as your 1A if he's Twitch streaming.
Yes, but then I found out Io DeSumo was Twitch stream, so my take is cold. It's I'm all for streamers if that's what they're doing.
Jalen to the Timberwolves.
There's low key some steam about it. I don't know who else we have left, but
How many wings you have?
yeah, no, I'm good on him now. We have our superstar.
Yeah, I feel like with the Giannis thing, I'm just glad it's done. Like he didn't really have that much pop with the trade. Like Tate, when the Knicks were not looking unbelievable during the regular season, did you want Giannis at all?
Honestly, not really. I didn't think his fit would have been that great. Um, I like Cat in there better. I'm sure Alex probably misses Cat a little bit after today, but I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
Cat and Brunson's a better fit. I don't think Giannis would have really done much. Then they would have had to trade everyone. OG would have been gone. Robinson probably would have been gone. Bridges maybe too. It's just his
the
contract and what you have to give
the
up.
juice is not worth the squeeze. The haul is just too much for just to get back Giannis, and then have a roster that is just not as like bolstered. Like I feel like the last couple teams, like it's a team. It's a team that's been grown. You look at the Knicks, you don't have like a bona fide. I mean, you do, but it's not like you have this like top five player in the league, which some may argue now. But SGA on the Thunder, yeah, he's top five, but their team is just so deep. You see it when one guy goes down, another guy comes up. Like I just don't see the giving up everything for a superstar player anymore. I just don't know if it works anymore.
As a Knicks fan, do you feel any level of competition from the Heat now that they have Giannis? Do they scare you in any way, Tate?
Maybe the first 5 minutes of the game, and they go to the bench, and it's scrubs. So not really. I think it'll. I don't know. I think they fit around the area of like Atlanta, or I was looking at other starting lineups earlier. Atlanta maybe, or Orlando. Orlando's a little deeper, but they just. I don't think it doesn't move me.
This
Doesn't
doesn't.
move me. Doesn't move me.
Yeah, I
I
guess
think I think one last thing on the Heat that I think an underrated thing is I think they're going to let Norman Powell walk because I just don't think they have the money, and I think that cripples them. I actually like Norman Powell. I think he's a good combo guard almost, and he can initiate some offense there. But if they let him walk, it's chop cheese.
if you're Milwaukee, are you happy you got the hometown kid, Tyler Hero, even though he's not from Milwaukee at all?
That's all right.
It's a bleak time to be a
That
Milwaukee
was
Bucks.
that was a pretty big haul. I mean, you get Nate Ament, you get Casper, and then not to mention obviously the Hero and Kalal. Kalal is like I watch Kalal sometimes, and I'm like, wow, this guy's really good, and then I'm like, wow, this guy is really bad. Maybe he can kind of shine where Spoelstra isn't like hunting down his like turnovers and that kind of thing, where he can kind of just play free. So we'll see how that. I think it was a good haul, honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind them clearing the deck. So they've just been in purgatory. The Dame move was hilarious, and now he's getting paid still on the books for them in Portland. Again, with the flattened odds too, they'll be a little bit competitive, and they don't have to just completely tank, so they can see some of these young guys blossom if they're putting up stats. So I don't mind scrubbing the deck. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of model the Suns from this year, where they're just really scrappy. They find their
Yeah.
way into a late seed, a playing game. So they'll at least be competitive, and the cloud of the Giannis trade is over. So something to consider, but like Tate said, I don't think it's going to make a huge shakeup in the top of the league. We'll see if they make an addition at the deadline, or still plenty of time left. Um,
Yeah.
but I got to know, Alex, what stage of grief are you in right now? Are you deep in denial? I feel like you got to be deep in denial right now.
It still doesn't feel real, man. You read that Shams Charania tweet and the waterworks just start to come. It's almost it feels like one of your own. It feels like he was homegrown, which, in a way he was. He's not a hometown hero, but he is probably the closest, thing to a hometown hero without being it. Naz Reid will forever be a Minnesota legend. I am still mourning.
I texted you this morning, are you suicidal? And then you immediately switched to, no, this is a good trade for us. So that seemed like bargaining to me. Um,
Look, this is a business, right? We all know this. I think it makes us a better basketball team. I really do. Um, that being said, Josh Green or Dante DiVincenzo needs to be moved for a power forward yesterday. We desperately need a backup power forward. We can play Jaden at the four. I don't think there's no issues there. I'm not saying he's going to be the best power forward of all time. He's long enough. He's tall enough. The problem is if you're going to put him on a point of attack as defender, you're going to run into trouble. You need a PJ Washington. You need a Gafford, someone who can, if you want to move Rudy and Dante for Gafford and PJ, you need someone. But overall, I'm excited to watch LaMelo. I'm excited to watch Ant. I think you can't double team Ant now. It's going to be a lot harder. And I hate that it's Naz Reid. I really do hate that it's Naz Reid. And I'm not worried about the picks at all.
I wonder if there's going to be a trend towards playing three guards after what we saw the Spurs do. It's a copycat league.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that with LaMelo being there now because Io is going to get way more playing time. Obviously, you have McDaniels. You mentioned McDaniels playing the four.
Yeah.
Something to consider. But I don't know. Fully healthy, they looked pretty solid. I wanted to see them just run it without Randall.
Yeah, I think you run into I really think Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels, as good as they are, I think their ceiling is fastly approaching. I wonder how they're going to use him, but Naz Reid is going to average, I'm going to say 17 and 5 if he's the sure-on starter. They're saying he's going to be the starting center. I don't know how they're going to run that. The guy is 6'9" and kind of gets bodied. So we'll see. I did kind of want to see Naz at the four, just start and let him run it out. The best friends just check rock. But, these Wolves and Tim Connolly, they're always looking for something. We shouldn't be surprised at this point.
Tate, did you like the trade?
I think I kind of like both their trades. I mean, moving off, I hate to say it, I like Randall, but moving off of him, I don't think he can be a number two on a championship level team. So I think that was a plus, addition by subtraction, which is, we probably heard that a lot over the last couple of days. And then you clear up the cap room and you're able to trade for Ball. Um, I think he's a better playmaker. They needed a point guard. So this should benefit them. I think a big question, though, will be LaMelo's maturity. That's always kind of been his, yeah, it's always kind of been his problem. So
Ant
we'll
will get
see.
him right. Ant will get
I
him
hope
right.
so.
No
I
worries
mean,
there.
but yeah, they definitely improved the point guard.
I cannot disagree more with both of you. I think it's a terrible trade for the Wolves. I,
Time will tell.
listen. I love LaMelo Ball. I was rocking the Triple B sweatshirt in high school. I was huge on him coming out of the Australian League. I love LaMelo Ball. I don't see how this really makes you that much better because of how important Naz Reid was to them. As it stands right now, what are they going to do when Jokic gets healthy? What are they going to do when Wemby takes the next step? They only have Gobert to throw at them. They don't have two guys. That was part of their superpowers. They had multiple bigs.
You must not know Joan J because he's our rookie from last year and he's ready. So I'll just leave it at that. Joan J will be the answer to all your questions tonight. But I do agree with you. They do need a big. They need another big. I don't think they're done. I don't think they're anywhere near close to done. But what I will say about Nas is that he makes those bonehead scratching plays, as does LaMelo. But if you take away, the fandom of Nas Reid and the almost gimmick around him, I love him to death. Wish we didn't trade him. Nas Reid and a first round pick, right? There's obviously swaps involved for LaMelo Ball. I do it. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Minnesota gets a lot of hate for not being able to develop talent because, there's no talent on Edwards. They're always trading stuff. Nas Reid is a developed talent, and he will be an all-star in the East, I think. I think there's no questions. Nas Reid will be an all-star in the East next year. No doubt.
Do you have any concerns over the fit with LaMelo and Ant? Ant initiates a lot of that offense. I know they were looking through Conley. Do you think that solves that? I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think it does actually. I think this will lead to Ant catch and shoot threes, which last year I looked it up earlier. He was 49%. Like I think it gives it gives Ant a little bit of a break. I don't think he'll be doubled as much. I like really don't. I think LaMelo, for as much of a meme he kind of is, he's got great court vision and like he actually is a playmaker. They may not be the best plays, but he actually has the IQ of like if you need another playmaking point guard next to Ant, it's almost like you need someone who shoots threes and you need someone who's like kind of a good passer. And I think LaMelo checks those boxes. Everything off the court, I can't speak to yet. You know what I mean? Like I said, Naz Reid is a gimmick just because that like LaMelo's a gimmick. So I'm interested to see, but I think it was after the initial Naz Reid, wow, I miss you. I think I'm ready to roll with LaMelo
He's gonna be drifting on that Minnesota ice like that one level in Mario Kart.
as a defender.
No, just driving, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm strictly talking basketball.
Yeah, I mean we know Ant's off the court stuff too. Got some role models over there, but hey, it's, we watch him play basketball. From the
Exactly.
Charlotte Hornets perspective, if you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, you got to be losing your mind right now.
It's close. Tate, you got like a background noise or something
Yeah,
going on
Tate,
over
what are
there?
you cooking hibachi over there? What are you doing?
Not sure what that is. I don't hear anything, so I don't know. I'll mute.
All right, all good. We'll roll with it. All right, restate that question.
If you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, how you feeling?
I feel kind of devastated almost. It feels like you were close, and then it's like, all right, blow it up. Like,
Yeah.
and I want to reiterate, I don't think LaMelo Ball is the whole reason, but I think it's going to be harder for Khan to get his shot. Like Brandon Miller, like yeah, maybe he's the guy, and we'll find out shortly. But it kind of feels like, hey, you were close. You might have been a piece away, but now it feels like you might be two.
It reminds me of when I used to teach youth sports, basketball and tennis, and I have a kid who's a perfectionist, and they're getting so close to being like there, and then they just throw the baby out with the bathwater. They're like, no, I suck at this. I'm done. And it's like, dude, you just made so much progress. What are you doing? Um, I went on the Charlotte Hornets subreddit. Talk about comedy. Somebody said I cried, pissed, and shit within the last hour in my response to this, which is just people are losing their minds.
I get it. Like I really do. It feels like you were really close. I'm not saying they were one guy away, but like it feels like you were building and building. You nailed Khan. Like Musa Diabate is pretty good. It feels like you were on the right track, and now this is like, all right. I mean, maybe Naz Reid is him, bro, and maybe just he's the end all be all. But
I mean, could it be kind of like a Jalen Brunson situation where he was playing bench minutes and then this is the time he could finally take over and have his own team?
I mean, it could be. I hope it is. To be honest with you, I love Naz Reid. I'm there's nobody rooting for him more than me. I just I've seen enough ball of him. I don't think he'll ever average over 20.
Okay. Yeah, it's Big Jelly though, man. Come on.
Dude, you're telling me. I I could not believe it. Could not believe it.
I totally forgot he was part of the Jelly fam.
Oh
I,
yeah,
com- I
that's that
completely
is that
forgot.
is that's big jelly.
As Big Jelly. I thought like
Yeah,
I didn't put the two and two together that he was with Quinterly and those guys.
yeah. He's North
I,
Jersey.
I'm kind of worried about Khan's development now.
That dude, I'm telling you, like I don't know if he can initiate offense. I don't think B Mills can either. Maybe Kobe
I
White.
mean, Khan certainly can. He's more than a catch and shoot guy. If you watch him this year, he's got plenty of up fakes, plays off of 2 feet. But I think so much of those looks came off of Lamelo's creation.
Yeah.
Kobe White's a gunner, man. Kobe White shoots the ball.
Yeah.
It- They need a facilitator. They almost need like a TJ McConnell now or something like that. But it is scary times to be a Charlotte.
Dude, honestly, like now they're a Lamella Ball away. Like, they'll be searching for Lamella Ball.
Yeah, it makes you wonder: are the health concerns that great?
We have the Mayo Clinic. I'm not worried about it at all. People come to Minnesota, they get healthy. I'm not worried in the slightest.
Was he that hurt last year, LaMelo Ball?
No,
Last
No,
year,
in
last year
Spurs, he
last year
He played
was his best year.
yeah. So they're
72
selling.
games.
Most available. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
are. This is his peak for sure. But then you're like, all right, it's all in. And then you're like, all right, wait. LaMelo Ball's 24. Anthony Edwards 24. Like TJ Shannon, if they keep him, he's 25, I think. Jaden McDaniels 25. Like they're not. You're going all in, but you also have 5 years. I think I saw a little stipulation next year. If Ant makes All NBA, it pretty much solidifies him as he's going to sign the Supermax in Minnesota. So it keeps him another at least 3 years. But he needs to make All NBA next year because he missed out on it this year. So like it was almost like, all right, they need to almost be good this year so that he gets the All NBA, which I don't think he has a doubt on it. But he's got to play 65 games, which I think is a BS rule. I think we all agree there. But so I think it's like an all in this year, and it's like, all right, get him signed 3-4, and then figure it out. But I'm all right with it. Nas
do
Reed,
you think these
we love
moves
him.
are enough to keep him happy?
Yeah, I think apparently, I mean, he had to have a say in Nas Reed and Jaden McDaniels going. Like, if they were both going to go, he had to green light it. Like, I think if you saw like, I think it was if it was for like a lesser player, like if they were going to go the route of like Kyrie and it was going to cost Nas, it's almost like, all right, you're going all in for 2 years, and then you're like, all right, Kyrie, like who comes back from an ACL injury better at 35, 34? So I think he had to have signed off. I hope. But apparently there's a report out there, John Kresneski, the guy from Minnesota Beat Athletic, he's over the moon with the decision. So, I mean, he's probably on the same side of F those picks. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a great segment into the Knicks.
I will say at every stage, LaMelo Ball has been questioned. Is this guy legitimate? Let's go through it. In high school, he was the youngest brother. He had the little Chia Pet haircut. Everyone like
Yep.
he's not legitimate. He's not a legitimate prospect. People had him ranked high, but talking about consensus fans like us.
Unserious. Yep.
Yeah, commits to UCLA, ends up going to Lithuania, right? Puts up big numbers. It's like, is this guy legit? He's going to go into a real league. He's going to go into the NBL. He was awesome over there. He was awesome. Played against actual grown men. Then he's not a real NBA prospect there. There's nobody over there. Third overall pick. People thought it might have been high. He's awesome. So it's not the first time that he's been questioned, is he going to be good or not? I think the more question is he going to be healthy? And is the fit going to work? I'm concerned a little bit about the fit. It seems like Ant really likes to kind of slow it down and play with his food. It might be good for him, though, if he was running and gunning.
I honestly think they're pushing that. I think Io, like they realized that Io pushes the pace too, and they saw Ant's numbers kind of be good with him. So like, all right, Ant, maybe it's just time to just quicken up. I think he was banged up all year though, Ant, towards the second half. So slowing it down.
Yeah, he definitely had some lingering injuries in the playoffs. I can't believe you're starting to talk me into this.
I've done enough reading. I think it's gonna work.
And Finch is a
I
pretty
think
good coach. I think he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I like Finch. We lost Mike and Nori, which I'm upset about too. But
Hmm.
I think the traditional power forward is dead. I think it's dead. We saw the Knicks. Like, who's their power forward?
OG.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like, is he a power forward though? Like, I feel like that's
He's,
a small
he's like a
forward.
he's like a big three. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What does 82 and 0 say? Is OG?
He's
slide
point
OG
guard,
into the floor?
he's point guard through center. So I think the traditional power forward, like, who are the top five power forwards? Like Nas, like
Traditional sense, yeah, you're right. It is a little light.
like it's just a dead. Like it's not dead, but like
Yeah,
it's just
because Triple J would probably be a power forward 10 years ago, but now he's kind of a center.
yeah,
Then-
and like Laurie is like a power forward, but he's a small forward now. Like Zion, maybe like is that the best power forward?
Yeah, I
Giannis,
mean-
I guess.
There's
But
Randall
even then,
falling
Giannis
there.
is like, yo, chill on Randall, dude. Yeah, like he is a power forward, I believe. Like he's not a small forward. He can't play center.
Yeah.
So like traditional in a sense where do you really need one? I'm cool with running out Jaden McDaniels out there. We do need another big though. That's the end of the story.
Okay, who of the Spurs 6 centers are you taking? Who do you want?
Dude, they just drafted 2 more. You see that?
That's right, they did.
They got 7 now. They just run it. Little big ball. No, I don't want it. I don't want any of that. I'm good with PJ Washington or John Collins. Those are my 2 picks.
I heard there was some talk of Miles Bridges getting moved now that Reed is there with Charlotte. I mean, that'd be another Charlotte-Minnesota trade.
I'm out. You
Yeah,
crossed the line with that one. I'm out. His off court stuff, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, we do not. The podcast does not condone the off court behavior of Miles Bridges. Let that be known. Even though Alex is the biggest Anthony
Yo,
Edwards
what? That's fun.
yeah, it's just multiple Christmases. Anyway, Tate,
I
how
think
are
it's
you
time we
feeling?
talk. Yeah, I think it's time we get
No,
to the. I
you
think it's time we get
sat
to the main
there.
event.
You've listened to LaMelo Ball talk. You've listened to. We almost got the Nets depth chart before you. Man. Your boy Julius Randle is now a New Jersey Net, Brooklyn
Yep.
Net.
He
So
is.
how are you feeling now that we have some time from the last game with the Knicks?
I don't know if it's hit me yet. Not sure. Doesn't feel real, but um, it's a good series. Finally, can say that they're champions, and that's it. It's in history. It's forever.
Tate, where throughout these playoffs, were you I'm watching in my bedroom, nobody talked to me? Were you out at the bars? Like
Never at the
who
bars.
was allowed to watch with you?
For most of it, I was locked away by myself. The last game I watched with a couple people, but for the most part, it was me and only me. I think Alex, you're the same way. I don't like it.
The only
Not a fan of a crowd.
yeah, no, the only T-Wolves game I watched 2 years ago against Dallas was the closeout game. I had a bunch of people over and we witnessed them not go to the finals, so that'll never happen again.
I
Traumatizing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, God bless the people I watched with. I share a wall with a Knicks fan. I'm in Ohio, and I ran into him. He was wearing a Knicks polo. He was like, "Dude, are you a Knicks fan?" I'm like, "Yeah." Are you? He's like, "Yeah, I'm from New Jersey." It's like, "Dude, how? What?" So he had me over for the final game. His roommate and half of his other friends had never seen a basketball game before. We had some of the most dedicated people possible watching this clinching game, and then people who didn't know. They thought Knicks in five was the name of the team.
Yikes.
It is.
So, but they were very gracious hosts. But I definitely was feeling what you were feeling, Tate, where it's like I don't know if I can watch this with other people. I'm glad I did.
Mhm.
Where does the Knicks fandom start with you? Are your parents really into it? Did they get you into it? Are there pictures of you as a little kid rocking David Lee jerseys?
Oh, not that far back. I was joined up during Linsanity. So 2011. I think Linsanity got me into it, and then afterwards it was, mostly bad years. There's one good year, mostly bad, and then since Brunson came, it's been smooth sailing for the most part,
How do
or
you
better than
view
it was.
how do you view Melo in retrospect then? Because I had a YouTube video come across my feed the other day that said Mike Breen and Walt Frazier killing Melo for his lack of effort. But now he's royalty. So since you were a fan
Yeah,
at that time, where does he sit for you?
I mean, I love Carmelo. I think he was a great player. I think the front office at the time, Phil Jackson, totally destroyed the team. He did not know what he was doing, couldn't put a roster around him, and that's ultimately probably why they failed. But at the same time, I mean, um, I have respect for him because the Knicks would try to get free agents, and they would never come. It was only Carmelo, so they probably shouldn't have traded all those players and stuff from when they were trying to get him from Denver. They probably could have waited. You would hope, but um, that hurt them. And then just bad front office decisions. It was just terrible,
What was
terrible
your rock
drafting,
bottom?
terrible trades.
What was your rock bottom as a Knicks fan?
I don't know. Wolves legend Alexi Shved starting lineup every night, probably. I don't know. That was pretty bad. Andrea Bargnani was terrible. Shane Larkin was horrible. I mean,
Oof, it's a
it
deep
was
hole.
just it was just every year was a new starting point guard, and it was just guys that you know probably are bench pieces at best. So,
Aaron Aflalo
and for
mentioned.
years, yeah, Aaron Aflalo. I mean, for years and years, the Knicks' problem was they didn't have a starting point guard. So when Brunson came, that kind of solved it, and now we're here. So,
Respect James Flight White. Respect.
yeah.
Respect Bill Walton. So when
Ronaldo
did
Walker.
on the flip side, when did you believe that this team could get it done?
Um, Probably after game two. I think that was the moment that I
So
was
that
like, all
late
right, they have a real
in the
shot.
series, that late for you, you weren't a
I
believer like
mean, you
to
know,
the
I thought they had a shot against San Antonio. I mean, I thought they matched up well with them. They beat them two out of three times in the regular season. Not that that always translates, because it didn't for Boston the year before. The Knicks beat them. The Boston swept them in the regular season series. But I think going into the series, I had a somewhat of a level of confidence. I wasn't overconfident, but after game two, I was like, all right, like you get one at home, going back to New York, you should be good.
Does this clear you of caring about Tyrese Halliburton?
You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, some of the worst. I was there for that game. Some of the worst moments I've ever experienced as a fan was game one, Eastern Conference Finals, against the Pacers last season when Halliburton made that shot. It felt horrible. But in retrospect, it might have been one of the best things to ever happen because if that shot doesn't go in, the Knicks, maybe they win the series still. They go to the NBA Finals. Maybe they lose. Tibbs doesn't get fired. You never get Mike Brown. You never win the championship this year. So I think it happened for a reason. It sucked watching it live, but I feel good about it now.
Yeah. You've been a season ticket holder for how long now?
This was my fourth season. This will be my fifth going into it next year. So I got them. I got them going into the 2022 season, right after Brunson signed, because I thought we were also getting Donovan Mitchell. Didn't happen, but it was still fun. They've made the playoffs every year, so I've stuck around for playoff games, and I don't think I would ever trade the tickets for anything. I will hold on to those as long as I can.
We we were debating not too long ago. It was pretty funny. So Alvinder, our friend Palvinder, bought tickets for 5,000,
Hmm.
and they will scrub out that it was him. They went up to 17,000, and he didn't sell. If you were in that situation, not knowing what's going to happen in that game, in any type of finals game, what amount of money would you sell it for?
It'd have to be a lot. I think more than that. And that's like per ticket, I think, too. Like 17,000
Yeah,
per
per
ticket.
ticket.
I don't know. 50,
50.
50,000,
50.
maybe. No, I probably wouldn't sell. I had tickets I went to game three. They lost that one. Um, I would have went to game six if it had gone that far. I truly don't think there's anything that would have got me to sell those. Once in a lifetime. This might never happen again, except for next season. It'll happen again. But
Well, that's a good segue. How are you feeling about them into next season? Currently, the Celtics have better odds to win than
yeah, it
Knicks
doesn't
do.
make sense to me. The Celtics having better odds doesn't make sense. I could see San Antonio having better odds. I could see Oklahoma having better odds. Celtics, uh, they haven't done anything to address their roster. The reason they lost, in my opinion, to Philly was I don't think Kate is a starting center. Embiid destroyed him. That was the reason they lost that series, in my opinion. I think even if Tatum played, I don't know that they win after blowing three straight games, pretty much. Um, I think the Knicks should still be higher in betting odds. I don't think they'll finish higher in terms of standings next season because the Knicks love third place for some reason. Um, the betting odds make no sense to me, though. It seems like a total Vegas trap.
It makes you wonder about the regular season because LeBron, for so many years, was like the two seed. He played against the
Yeah.
Raptors, and the Raptors had home court advantage during his second run with the Cavs. It's pretty interesting how some of these teams go all out for the one seed, like we saw with the Pistons, and they just flame out. Atlanta Hawks with Jeff Teague and Corver and all of them. I'm
Yeah,
wondering.
same thing with like Cleveland too. I think Cleveland was the one seed last year, and they
Yep.
were second round exit. So I don't think you want to be the one seed. Doesn't history doesn't favor you lately?
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
me wonder what the attitude is going to be like for the Knicks going into next year. The Brunson's so stoic, Brown's a veteran, he's been a coach forever. Doesn't seem to be too many egos, but history shows that one of them will start to act up a little bit. How are you feeling going into the pending year?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have no doubts about Brunson. Um, you know, Winner at every level, high school champion, two-time college champion, and now NBA champion. I don't think he'll be an issue. I think Mike Brown, one of his criticisms was, he'll have a really good first year with the team and then it'll kind of be downhill. So if anything, maybe his game plan changes or whatnot and stuff is not as great as we think it will be next year. But um, I don't think there's any reason that they won't be contenders again. But they got to prioritize keeping Robinson, or at least if he leaves, finding someone to replace him. And you probably also want to try to keep Shamit and Alvarado. I think Clarkson, I don't, I don't see him returning. Um, I think I have other couple free agents too. I think Huckporty is a free agent. Maybe you probably resign him for a minimum. But I think the priorities really have to be those three: Alvarado, Robinson, and Shamit, or else you might be in trouble.
As
It's-
a
Go ahead.
as a true fan, I see a lot of almost memes around Diawara. Is he memes in a good way, like that he's actually very good and just doesn't have time? Is there any truth to that? I don't watch enough Knicks.
If you watch film, you'll see hints of Siakam, but he doesn't really play. I mean, he averaged like 3 minutes per game. He played like a stretch of games midway through the season. He had a couple of games against the Spurs, against Oklahoma City. He's probably a better shooter than Siakam is, but he's just like a long wing um, who can get downhill and make shots, and he'll probably be a pretty solid defender. So if they can develop him more, that'll be good because I think they got him for 4 years, 10 million. So it's like a super team friendly contract.
So
McBride's
there's some
also on a similar
truth to it.
contract.
Is he a
There's
better
there's
prospect than Kevin Knox?
Yeah, without a doubt at this point. Yeah, Kevin Knox. As soon as you take your photos with the Fortnite jacket on, I think stock should tank.
Dude, don't
So
lie. You were dropping it tilted.
I have one, dude. I
you have
have
the
that
Fortnite
suit.
jacket?
You did not have
Dude, no
that.
way.
No, I don't have it. I stole
Yeah,
it.
no, that was. I mean, Knox had a good rookie season. I think he made one of the all rookie teams, and then it was just bad news after that. He just
He was
couldn't
rookie of the
develop.
month. It was him and Luka Doncic. So there's a graphic out
Yeah.
there that shows Kevin Knox 17 points per game, Luka Doncic 21 points per game, and they're on equal levels.
That's amazing. Yeah, I don't remember him winning Rookie of the Month, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think he was pretty solid his rookie year, but it was like pretty bad after that. He was like unplayable. It was rough.
All right, Tate. So in classic fashion, we do our one word game. So I'm going to give you different scenarios, different teams, different players, and I want you to give us one word that they need. Okay. So we'll start with your Knicks. What is one word? In one word, what do your Knicks need for next year?
Retention. Keep the core together. You gotta keep the core together. You got to keep the main rotation together. Um, we already saw they can win a championship. If you can keep the core together, you have a better shot at defending it. Although that's kind of tough to do in the last 10 years. So we'll see what happens. But I think retention is the key.
In one word, what does Jalen Brown need next year?
Um, Change. He needs a new team. I don't. I think it's been what, like 2 years of them dangling him in trades, and this is like the most prolific example where there's been direct reports of them actually trying to trade him. So I think he's probably a little upset. Um, I think team chemistry is probably hurt, and I think he's already said he liked being the star of the show. So I think he's probably hoping they trade him.
Okay, Alex, in one word, what do the Timberwolves need next year?
The Timberwolves need another big. I think. I think if you can get someone just plug and play at the power forward position, I think we're fine, man. You give LaMelo 10 threes, you give Ant 10 threes, you let Dante get a heal up, and then that playoff team is. I think they're going to be like the 6 or the 7 seed, but I think you give. I don't think they're going to dominate the regular season, but I think they have a bunch of 16 game players. So I'm excited. I'm going to be watching Hornets League Pass now, that's for sure. But T-Wolves need a big.
Need a big. Okay, I got one more for you. What do you need, in one word, Alex, what do you need for your sanity next year?
Nas. I need him back. I need him back. But we gotta work up some Mike Conley deal where he gets traded, they cut him, and then he comes back. I will say this. This is a bold take, but I think not Carmelo, both Karl Anthony Towns and Naz Reid will eventually come back to Minnesota. Whether it's in the prime of their careers, I think Cat in 3 years comes back to Minnesota.
Like a little Garnett type action.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you say they're young? The rookie, who was rookie last year.
Joan Berenger.
So you think
Joe,
it's going to be Joan Berenger and Karl Anthony Towns on the cover of Sports Illustrated, like Garnett and Karl Anthony Towns did?
dude. Look, I don't buy into this guy's good. He's got potential. He flies around. He blocks shots. He's French, so Rudy Gobert and him. He just learned English this year. Remember the name Joan Berenger. He's going to turn some heads next year.
Okay, boys, that is the bargaining stage of grief that we're seeing Alex go through. Joan Berenger. I think that's a good place to cut the pod.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
If you know,
we
you
don't
know.
know, Alex. We don't know, and no one's going to know. But
No, if you know,
good
you
luck
know.
to you.
If you know, you
Tate,
know.
thanks for coming on as our expert. Congratulations to, I guess I'd say our Knicks. I adopted them the last few years, so
Go.
you'll have me. But
Congrats
congrats
to your Knicks.
Go Knicks.
Alex. Congrats to your levels of delusion. Best of luck with watching LaMelo Ball defend at the highest level possible and shoot 38% from the field.
If nothing else, it will be fun.
All fans need a level of delusion because one day it'll pay off.
Yep.
So
I hope
Yep.
it does for you.
Keep that
I
in
want
mind.
to see.
It's
I want
coming.
people
I know
to
it
just
is.
get Lonzo
And
on a 10-day. Let's do it.
Anthony Edwards, the NBA needs Anthony Edwards to win one. It's as it's written. It's destiny that he gets one. And him and Jaden McDaniels are gonna be up there with their interview. I see it. And Joan Berenger. I see it right now. They're giving
Yeah,
interviews.
we're far away from acceptance, boys. We're far away. So hopefully
You know,
they're not done. But this was fun. See you later in the week for all the other trades and off-season
Yep.
work. We'll do a little draft recap as well. So thank you to
Yep.
the listeners. Appreciate you, Tate. Alex, as always, appreciate you. See you next
Yep.
time.
Likewise. Tate, we'll have you on soon.
thank you.
Yeah.